Rising moons, everyone.
Rising moons, travelers. How is everybody tonight?
Doing well.
I'm good.
And how has your May the 4th gone? Tracy, how's yours gone?
It's going great. I just got home from class, so I'm raring to go.
There you go.
Nice. There we go.
Well, I know it's a little bit later where you are. We appreciate you coming on with us tonight.
Thank you, Tracy.
Don't worry about it. I'll just be tired at work tomorrow. That's all.
Right. And we appreciate the sacrifice, man. I'll tell you.
It's May the 4th.
It's May the 4th. It's great that Hitchhiker Chat fell on May the 4th tonight. And we appreciate you. If all of you in the chat don't know, Tracy, this is Tracy Glen, Kenzie Days Dad, and our resident Star Wars expert. Right, Tracy?
I'm as close as possible, I guess.
Well, I still need to talk with you.
I guess the invite got lost in the mail to George Lucas. I don't know.
Listen, George Lucas pops on. You can kick me off anytime. But then again, I'd be mad because I would want to talk to him anyway.
Exactly right.
Dave Filoni. So. Now, if Dave Filoni got
it, hey, yeah, we're watching for Dave. Dave, if you're out there, we love you, buddy. Keep it coming. Okay. Well, yeah. Gosh, today is May the 4th. I have really, I've had fun all day long. I did get some housework done, get some work done, but obviously social media has been blowing up, because of May the 4th. It's been, it's been just a great day. Yeah, Tina. Tina thinks that you look like Ewan McGregor in your Jedi robes.
Bless you, Tina. Bless you.
Right. And tonight, yes, and I'm a resistance tech tonight, and we have Tracy, if I clear off this Obi-Wan Kenobi. We have it has been a nice day. Twitter's been May the 4th has been trending. It's just been a lot of fun. We have fun with this day every year, I guess. Star Wars fans kind of look forward to this day. And I have a question for you as it relates to Revenge of the 5th or Revenge of the 6th.
Revenge of the 5th.
Okay, I'm in your camp, Tracy. I say Revenge of the 5th. A lot of people say Revenge of the 6th. No, it's got to be Revenge of the 5th,
it's
right?
Revenge of the 5th.
It makes more sense to have them back to back, in my opinion.
It does.
Well, 5th sounds more like Sith than 6th.
Yeah, agree.
It does. But I've had people really argue with me on that one. So,
well, first off, the 6th is important to me, so I'm not doing Revenge of the 5th.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday.
39 again.
So good.
39 with 8 years experience.
There you go. Hey, Stacy, great to see everybody in the chat. Tina, James Ryan, Daniel, Disinfinity, so great to see you in the parks. Dean, Follow the Happy, so great to get to spend some time with you in the parks. Mike Wheeler, we got to visit with you, so great to see you. Keith, Adventures by Day, thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a resistance tech tonight, and I bought this jacket, and it says resistance on the back. It's a really cool jacket at the Star Wars Trading Post in downtown Disney in Disneyland. So this was my husband knew when we got home from Hawaii and got to Disneyland that we were not through spending money. So he just kind of bit the bullet and bought it for me. Guys, I'm going to do a little bit of this day in Disney history. We've got a good bit. I'm going to try to run through it kind of quickly because we got so much to get to. 1977, Space Mountain opened in Disneyland. So that's really cool. On this day in 1965, The Orlando Sentinel reports rumors of an East Coast Disneyland. So we know that turned out to be Walt's Florida project, known as Walt Disney World. 1997, Yeehaw Bob Jackson debuted His one-man cabaret show at Riverside's River Roost Lounge at Walt Disney World's Port Orleans Riverside Resort. Yeehaw Bob, I don't know if they'll bring him back, guys. If you never saw him, go out and find a live stream of Yeehaw Bob. Check out his YouTube channel. He puts great stuff up on his YouTube channel. We absolutely love Yeehaw Bob. 1998, Disney stage musical The Lion King was nominated for 11 Tony Awards for excellence on Broadway. Pretty cool. In 2001, 4 consecutive weekends beginning on this day, the Disney MGM Studios joins forces with Lucasfilm Limited to present the 3rd annual Star Wars Weekends. So that's, and I miss Star Wars Weekends.
Oh.
Have you ever done Star Wars Weekend, Tracy?
Unfortunately, I have not done Star Wars Weekends, only for the fact that up here in New York, school doesn't get out until the middle of June or the end of June. So they always did them in May and weekends in June. And there was one weekend that we could have possibly done it. And Kenzie was in a dance studio that did their did their recitals on that one weekend, and it just never worked out right.
Yeah, they were fun. They were a lot of fun. We loved them. In 2005, Disneyland closed to the public for a VIP and celebrity party in honor of the 18-month 50th celebration event, which kicked off the next day. It was a gold carpeted Main Street event, the first 50 years. And in attendance is actress Julie Andrews and Disneyland's 50th anniversary honorary ambassador. The evening ended with the premiere of Remember Dreams Come True fireworks spectacular. Now, I never saw Remember Dreams Come True. I'm sure that Monarch Moments might remember that one. 2012, The Avengers, it was released in the U.S.
Wow.
2012. Yeah.
I can't believe it's almost been a decade. Good grief.
I know.
Crazy.
I know. That's I thought that was just nuts. Okay. In 2018, Walt Disney Records released the original motion picture soundtracks for the first 6 Star Wars films, which was pretty cool, I thought. 2020 Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian, a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the Disney Plus series, The Mandalorian, began streaming. So, and of course, today on Disney Plus, Star Wars: The Bad Batch, the animated series created by Dave Filoni, debuted on Disney Plus. So
loved it.
That was have you seen it, Tracy?
Well, what I was doing with Ken's hasn't seen all of Clone Wars, so we watched the season 7 episode 1 today. So I'm trying to catch her up with who the Bad Batch is before we get into the original Bad Batch. But
good call.
I don't know if they gave any backstory, so I didn't want to jump into it. I wanted her to know who the Bad Batch was before we got into the Bad Batch.
Exactly.
We've got 2 weeks before Nerd Talk comes back, so that's the goal. Is those 4 episodes, the 2 episodes of Bad Batch, and then we get back into Nerd Talk. So. Because we're taking a week off because it's Mother's Day, and Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. So we just wanted to, recognize that. And
absolutely, William's got his pour glass there.
Poured mud from smuggled from Oga's.
There you go. Okay, so William, do we have to stop midway through for a costume change? Because I see your resistance, your fighter helmet back there.
Grief. You didn't spoil the Bad Batch, but you did spoil my plans just now.
Oh man!
Come on.
Oh, sorry. Well, I thought we might have to pause, for a costume change because you got some.
We'll keep right on rolling. Y'all can keep talking. I'll just kind of cut the.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I have just a quick. I got some magic mail this week. A friend of mine in California, also known as John, sent me Actually, he sent this to Jeff. It's from A Touch of Disney, the event that they held just before Disney opened. And it's a brochure from A Touch of Disney. And he sent it to Jeff and said that Jeff could share it with me. So pretty cool little brochure. Thanks for that, John. I try to put some pictures of that up, but that was kind of a cool just to get that brochure. That was held a couple of weeks before Disneyland opened, which has not been too long ago, on April 30th. So that was cool. Thanks for sending that, John. Also, guys, I have A Touch of Disney was like a walkthrough of the parks, and I think several of our Disney YouTubers went to that and live streamed. It had dining options and snacks and photo ops and photo pictures. Was pretty cool. Okay, I have been cooking again from the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge cookbook. Here it is. Been cooking again, and tonight we have Zoochberry Surprise.
All right.
And here is the Zoochberry Surprise.
Look at that.
You didn't bring it up there? You couldn't mail that? That looks delicious.
Oh, that looks great. So what all is in the Zoochberry Surprise?
Okay, so the Zoochberry Surprise has a graham cracker crust. It has cream cheese, middle with some powdered sugar in it. And then the top there is Zoochberries and whipping cream. And then Zoochberries on top. Now I have not tasted this yet. Dad had a piece of it and he said it was good. So I'm gonna taste the Zoochberry Surprise and see what we can.
Catherine Wilby is asking if we could go ahead and activate smell-o-vision.
Okay, that's good. Now, the thing I was thinking when I was making this, guys, is that you can adjust the sugar in it to your liking. You know, some people like things a little bit more sweet, and others like it not so sweet. This would be very adjustable as to how sweet you want it to be. It's really good.
The way I look at it is, if you're going to cheat on your diet and have something sugary, go all the way.
I'm with you, Tracy. I'm with you. And if I'm gonna cheat, then I want something really good.
Thank you, Rogers. It is Zoochberry Surprise from the Galaxy's Edge cookbook.
Oh, hey, Kelly.
Yeah, I was going to say, welcome in to Garrett of Monarch Moments, Danny of Griswold Family Vacay, Eric Lee, Catherine Wilby, Stacey Rogers, Kelly of the Mickey Bunch,
so here,
Tina from Tina Marie's Place, Jonathan Chong, Adventure Buddy,
and Zoochberry Surprise in the book. And I have really enjoyed this book. William got me this book at Target, and I've made several recipes from it. So tonight's Zoochberry Surprise is really good. And let's see. It's sweet, juicy, and bursting with so much flavor that most folks never even realize there ain't a single Zoochberry in it. Surprise! That's what the description says. Now, I was told that I could gather Zoochberries in the Resistance Forest on Batu, but I didn't have time, nor did I have a basket, so I wasn't able to gather any while we were there. But I was told that you could.
John Fujita. Thanks for being here. We had a little bit of magical mail, courtesy of John.
Hey, John, you did miss dessert. And thanks for the magical mail. I really appreciate that. Very thoughtful of you to send this to Jeff. And he did share it with me. So thanks for that. Very thoughtful.
Welcome in, Amy, Agency Magic TV. Thank you for being here. Always great to see you.
Tracy, tell us just a little bit about yourself and your channel. And you guys check out Tracy Glen's channel on YouTube. He has good content. Just got back from a trip to Disney World. So tell us just a little bit about your channel. Why did you start a channel on YouTube?
Why did I start a channel? Kenzie. Kenzie was, I think she was 15 or 16 when she started her channel. Or maybe somewhere around that. So as any good parent, you kind of want to make sure that she's not getting a little bit, off track. Any good parents any good parents going to kind of look at that. And so we've always watched, for a while, we watched Resort TV 1. I would watch this and that. I wasn't an active participant in chat for a very long time. We just watched and kind of enjoyed it. Then August of 2019, we went down in August. Now, I don't.
Hey, Garrett.
I don't think Disney knows what fall means. Maybe fall to Disney is August, but so like we were playing on 19, and they said Galaxy's Edge wasn't supposed to open until fall of 2019. I know, 2019 was it? Yeah, 19. So we were like, okay, whatever. It's not going to open. It opens the 29th. Our trip of August. So our trip was scheduled to leave the 28th. So we missed opening by Galaxy's Edge by one day. But
Garrett, good grief. If we're going to show up in the chat, at least behave, my friend. Oh, goodness.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Dad Bill's welcome in.
So, Kenzie, we met, I think we met a couple people, and then Kenzie recognized the Dis and That guys, and she was like, my dad loves you, and she FaceTimed them. So once I met them, I waited until after the fireworks. Yeah. I met them, met Donna Jaworski, met R. Johns. Yeah. So I had a little conversation so then I became a little bit more active in the chat. Kenzie became a little bit more active in the chat. So she started live streaming, and I contacted at least one or two people and asked them to be a mod for Kenzie because one, she modded me and my wife, Billy, right away because, that's who you want your mods to be.
Right, but exactly.
We're new to it. So what we decided was I contacted Stacey Rogers and Rob Fuzz, and I asked them if they wouldn't mind being a mod for Kenzie. And at first, the way I looked at it is I didn't want to mod people right away without asking them. So I said, hey, would you like doing this? Before, she got to know it. And Stacey and Rob stepped up right away.
Yes.
And one of her streams, she a couple weird people in there, and hands down, good mods. I appreciate it. And then the more friends we made, we started doing. I think we went on. I think Meg had us on for Lord of the Rings, and then we got together with Diz Our Dream for we were talking about the Mandalorian, and Nerd Talk blew up from there. We had a great time. I consider Jeff and Angela one of our best friends on this channel, in this YouTube community. We've been down to their house. I've stayed at Jeff's place, Jeff and Angela's place when I went down there this past weekend. It's, friendships that we make on this is just great. And as far as my content, I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I've done this.
You've got some pretty good stuff up, Tracy. I was
Have a good night, Keith.
Checking out your channel the other day.
Hey, Casey.
Good stuff up.
The hot pepperoni sandwich has been getting a little bit of hits after Saturday.
I've been meaning to look at that.
Yeah.
That hit after we did the stream with It's Joey's World, and I gotta tell you what, I met the It's Joey's World team, and just getting a hug from Joey, and then a hug from Lisa and Keith, great people, They
are. They're top notch.
Top notch. And then meeting the other people when I was down there. I love going with my family. My family's always going to be my first place to go to. And it's just a different experience. I wouldn't say it's better. I would say it's just different. And I'm very sorry that I didn't get to meet you. When I was down there, our paths did not cross.
I know, Tracy. We kind of, I met a lot of people. I didn't get to meet Chris either, and we were both staying at Pop. So,
and Chris,
yeah.
Dad builds, Chris, Dad bites, Dad baldsy, whatever you want to call him. He's a great guy. I'm glad. And I really can't wait for Kenzie to meet Chris in person. I can't wait for Kenzie to, I was really upset that they couldn't come down for this one. It was a last minute thing for me. I think Kenzie and Billy would have loved to have met everybody that I met. I mean, I met VP and his family. I met Gonzo and Fur. It was absolutely amazing. And then, during the weekend, VP hit that 1K. And then Garrett and Monarch Moments. Well, it's Monarch Moments. It's really the Hannah and Michelle show. It's not really.
It is.
That other guy that talks from time to time behind the camera.
That's right.
So they all hit 1K, and I decided to act like a fool in front of the castle.
I'll tell you what. I would say. You've still got it, but you may have never lost it. So
that's true. I was pretty impressed.
Those were impressive cartwheels there in front of the castle.
So, and then when I got home, I went up to see my mom. After I got back home, I went to see their mom. I usually do grocery shopping for my mom on Sunday. So she sits there and she goes, "What is wrong with you? Doing cartwheels on the concrete? What if you would have just like a true mom, what would you have done if you would have fell and hit your head? You're down in Florida."
There you go. And you deserved it too, Tracy.
I did 4 cartwheel, 3.5. I should have stopped at 3 because I hit the chain and the
hit the chain
there, the last one. But
yeah, you did pretty well. Now my granddaughter Kylie, obviously aced you. She couldn't let you and Jeff get the best of her, so she did some cartwheels too at Pop.
So speaking of Kaylee, have you taken care of that girl? Have you watched?
We have
sat down and watched the first 3, not the prequel.
She's watched the first one, and we're going to work on the second one. See, she enjoyed Pandora, and I know that's unacceptable. It's like William said, we need to flip the script on it.
World.
We got to get Kylie on Star Wars. She's got to be a Star Wars girl. She does.
And I'm sorry I didn't meet some of the other people. I think Daniel was down there. He seemed like a good kid. I think you guys met him. I seen that. I was watching when you met Dean. Dean, the jolly fellow, or what used to be the turkey leg. I seen you meet Daniel. I was watching some of your streams. Some of them was great.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, we golly, the Tuesday that we arrived, and we've got to do a show. We're going to do a show, reviewing our trip. But the Tuesday that we arrived, it was like a YouTubers convention. It was us. It was Myers and the Mouse, Jeff Does Our Dream, Josh with Triple P, and It's Joey's World and their crew. Daniel was there, Daniel with Disinfinity, and Dean Follow the Happy. And we got to ride some rides together. It was like, when we walked up to a ride, Josh at Triple P said, "Okay, a YouTuber's party of 30. We got some awesome footage. We got some great pictures. And so we'll go over all that next week.
So the question is, how many people did you get in a teacup?
Not as many as you did.
Speaking of the teacup,
how many YouTubers will fit into a teacup?
Oh my goodness,
Tracy?
you and Chris and Jeff in a teacup was one of the funniest things I've seen in quite some time. I could not believe y'all had the guts to even try it, because I'm sure, man. Did y'all even bother trying to look at the ride attendants or the cast members working the ride or anything? Because man, there had to be people just dying laughing at y'all. I know I wasn't home.
Well, listen. I mean, it's all about fun, and if you can't make people have fun being there with you, you can at least have fun watching you. And I try to be as fun and as funny as possible. And my wife always hates watching me because she says, I either say the wrong thing, and she was like, "You read the chat wrong. I got to get glasses," or it is what it is. I'm just me.
Yeah. And Tracy, it's like, Jeff, and I mean, that's what all of us do. I feel like, pretty much everybody in our YouTube community is very genuine. Right, William?
Yeah, absolutely. Of the people we've met, it's pretty much been, just pretty much the same as just interacting, on screen. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, we met James Ryan. I got to spend. We did a monorail crawl with James Ryan and Kelly from the Mickey Bunch. Had a fantastic day. Did the monorail crawl. Ended up at the Poly. We must have been at the Poly. I think we must have sat at the Poly for like 4 or 5 hours. When we sat for so long that the electric water pageant came by, which I didn't even realize was going again, and it was just magical. We ended up at Coda Cafe and had some Kona coffee. It was fantastic. So.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's the longest attraction running currently in Disney.
Really? Okay.
If I can be mistaken, Mike Wheeler is an expert, but if I'm not mistaken, I think the water pageant is the one continuous thing that's been running for the longest.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Wow.
Mike, correct me. Mike, correct me, because I know Mike's an expert at that, but I know it's been around a very long time. And when you're doing a jump, we did the Keys to the Magic Kingdom, and
Texas Takes.
We did that.
Nice. How was that?
It's a very. I would recommend 100% to do it when your kids are older and you see behind the magic a little bit.
Right.
It really focuses on the 4 keys that the Disney employees kind of work with. So, and I got to see the Utilidors. So that was always a fun.
Yeah. Now that is definitely on our list. Tracy, we're not gonna get too far down the road before.
I think you have to do it. Your kid has to the youngest of your party has to be 16, because again, you don't want to
ruin any of the magic.
Break the magic. Yeah. And for Kenzie, she's a smart girl, obviously. But she's been in shows and doing acting for stage shows since she was like 8, 9, maybe 10. So she knew what actors were. So she kind of had an understanding that. Right. But there are some kids out there that need to know to keep it. Because if I'm not mistaken, I heard a story years ago that, whatever Mickey was at one of the shows had fell and had hurt his leg or something to that effect. Other parks actually continued on and put like Mickey in a cast to kind of keep that whole continuous thing.
Oh yeah.
So that's an interesting story, and I could be wrong on that, but I remember hearing about that they kept that all the way through.
Oh yeah, Disney. They want to maintain the magic. That's why we go right. We go to Disney because it allows us to escape into the Disney bubble for a little while and be kids and jam ourselves into teacups that we don't fit into anymore. And to ride roller coasters and spend time with our friends and take crazy pictures on Main Street. It's fantastic. Okay, guys, let's get to Star Wars. Tracy.
This is the way.
This is the way. Tracy, what is your first memory of Star Wars?
I remember watching A New Hope when it was on broadcast TV when I was a real young kid, and I used to have a toy, a building set toy called Constructs. I don't know if anybody remembers this. It was like little like you'd be able to make a bunch of things. And I remember, I remember making my own lightsaber or pretend lightsaber with that, and it was interesting. So I remember that, and as far as my adult, the first book that I read was Heir to the Empire. It was a hand-me-down from my brother, and They just opened, reimagined everything again for me, and it was absolutely amazing.
Cool. So, well, and and my first memory, of course, I was a kid, but is of, the hype for Star Wars coming out was just amazing. I remember, sitting in lines that reached around the block to get in to see the movie and watching the movie, and everything about that movie was blockbuster. That the actors were immediately propelled to superstardom. John Williams' music. And my sister still has our copy of the LP of the soundtrack for Star Wars. We played a groove in it, but it's still pristine because Susan takes such good care of things. It was just, Star Wars was a phenomenon. Star Wars was the first. Now, again, I was pretty young, but Star Wars was the first, I would say, phenomenon movie. And it was now Jaws, I think, preceded it, and Jaws was pretty big. I think Jaws was considered the first blockbuster movie.
But Carol, great to see you, Carl.
Yeah, Star Wars was just a different kind of movie. It was something that had not really been seen on the screen before, and it was amazing. William, what is your first memory of Star Wars?
I was going to highlight this real quick. Texas Takes Us, 1977, Robbins Air Force Base Theater. We'll never forget that movie. That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
So first memory of Star Wars. It's tough to say. I can remember us watching them, at home, on VHS,
and we did, yeah.
But I would say
we had the set.
I'd say what really sticks out in my mind. I know we watched it on TV, but what really sticks out in my mind was we went. You took me to watch The Phantom Menace, and I just, I was just captivated. I thought it was so stinking cool. I thought the lightsabers were awesome. I thought Darth Maul, like whenever he broke out the double-sided lightsaber.
Oh man, yeah.
I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like it's coming out both ends. He's jumping and spinning around and stuff. Huge shout out to Ray Park, by the way.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh my goodness! And I love that for in the Clone Wars season 7, the fight scene between Ahsoka and Darth Maul. Ray Park did the motion capture for that animation.
I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
There's video floating out around there of him wearing all the stuff to do the capture of his body movements. Really, really cool.
Wow, we got to check that out.
But anyway, yeah, I would say, in terms of what really sticks out in my mind was seeing it on the big, for me, seeing it on the big screen for the first time. Which is the Phantom Menace, and obviously I'm not old enough to watch the other 3 on the big screen whenever they originally came out, but it's watching Phantom Menace in the movie theater was amazing.
Yeah. I remember and I also remember when they remastered the originals and re-released them in theaters.
I seen them.
Yep, I did too. I saw them at the Morris Twin Cinema in Dangerfield, Texas. And the Morris Twin is one of the only theaters probably in the United States that still had 99-cent tickets at the time. And I think they're up to the highway robbery price of like $1.50 now.
Last I heard, they've gotten up to $1.50.
They've gone up to $1.50. But I saw a lot of movies in that little theater, and those were some of the ones that I saw was the remastered versions. George Lucas was actually able to add a few things, into those.
He added a couple
animals.
He added a couple animals. He took care of.
Was it the dewbacks?
He added the dewbacks. He added a couple more.
Added Jabba.
In fact, when you're watching the Tatooine scene, when they're coming into Tatooine, There was a ship from a video game and a book from Shadows of the Empire that he added to taking off out of Tatooine or Mos Eisley before they pull in. Also, if you watch the original version underneath the land speeder, they couldn't actually back in the day take out the wheels, so they kind of blurred it over with like a Vaseline type thing, so it kind of looked like it was floating. So with the digital technology, they could actually go out and take away that that blurriness that they called whatever. And the same thing with some of the snow speeders in Empire Strike Back. When they cut that together, if you look at the original version, you can see on the frame of the cockpit that the scene kind of goes over a little bit. See, they just cleaned up a lot of stuff, added a couple things. Yeah. I think there was in the X-Wing series, in the X-Wing fight scene in A New Hope, they put the correct colors on the X-Wing because back in the day, the certain colors wouldn't work on screen. So that's why, like, if you watch the original version, R2-D2, while he's in the X-Wing on that New Hope battle, he's black, even though he's supposed to be blue. But the blue wouldn't work with the technology they had back then. So we did a lot of remastering on getting some of the colors correct. And like Red Squad was only red or Red Squad in that one because they couldn't get blue to work. So it's interesting when you did some of this research. And again, I am a Star Wars nerd, so I've watched a bunch of documentaries and I've read some stuff. So,
welcome in, Movie Mania, Nick.
What is your favorite? Hey, Nick. Elena, aloha, my friend. Tracy, what is your? I mean, you've read the books. What is your favorite piece? Is it books, comics, movies, merchandise? What really grabs your attention? Or just all of it together?
Well, I love the movies. There's no doubt about that. But I love books because there's nothing better than reading a book and hearing and getting to, like, when you're watching a movie, you don't get the thought process. You don't get what they're thinking or how they see it. So, a lot of the legendary, the what's considered legends now, or the legend series or whatever, there are some really good books. They actually, most Star Wars books were always written in the third person, always as an observer type to that thing. Like they would have, but you would still get some thought process behind it. There's actually only one book that was written during that time, which was written in the first person, which is called I, Jedi. And that was one of the first books I read after the Jedi Academy series. And it took a guy who put it in. He was during the Jedi Academy series, and it kind of went on after it. But that opened me up to the X-Wing series books, which gave you where this guy originally came from. And what I liked about the X-Wing series books was they took hardly any of the main characters from the movies and put them in a book series. I think the main character was Wedge Antilles, which has a very small part in the movies, but in this book series, he has a much stronger part as the lead of Rogue Squad. And then another person, Tycho Sinu, who was his second in command. He was also in the battle of the second Death Star, the Battle of Endor, and it just brought in a different aspect of that movie. Right. So I loved that series, and I loved the one. Believe me, if I was watching any of the new stuff and they have this one Jedi come out or this one person come out, I'd be 100% ecstatic if they bring this guy back into the fold. This guy's name, the guy's name is Corran Horn. Excellent. Probably because he's in Legends, he is my most favorite Jedi, in even better than Luke Skywalker. And I picked
welcome in, Matt. Great to see you.
Hi, Matt. And I picked that up from the book. You know, he's never been in a movie. He's never been in anything. But I would have to say if you want to read a good I, Jedi by Michael Stackpole, excellent book. Probably, even though it's not canon anymore, loved it 100%.
Okay.
My favorite Star Wars books ever.
Okay, so now I've reached out to you, Tracy, about where to start, with the books, because I would really love to start reading to get a lot of that background information. That's what I love about the Clone Wars and Rebels. It gives you so much background and introduces you to characters that you don't see in the movies. So I'll be a bit in your ear some more, Tracy, on those books, because I really want to get started on those pretty quick. And what was that character's name again that you just mentioned?
Corran, Corrren, Anhorn. Corran Horn.
Okay.
In fact, let me see if I can find, if you don't mind, so I can show you a picture of him. And
I say I've never even heard of him. So yeah, it's cool.
He
Daniel Disinfinity says, just wait for Dave Filoni. He will make it canon. LOL.
Yeah, Dave, gosh. Dave is taking care of us.
So I threw up my shared screen. If you don't mind, I can show you what Corran Horn looks like.
Got it. Okay.
So some of this is this is the cover right here is what I'm highlighting now. That's the cover of iJedi.
Okay.
This is more of what he had seen in
Neat.
this
hey,
more.
Welcome in, Angela. This is our dream. Thanks for being here.
Hi,
this is more of the the time of the Yuuzhan Vong invasion. So. And Stacy asked me if I've watched, if I've read books that happened after episode 6, and that's pretty much what a lot of it was. And what I liked about the canon back then, and I'm sorry if I'm monopolizing the conversation.
No, go ahead.
It's almost as bad as me saying.
Welcome in, Jane and Travels.
Hey, John, Nancy, welcome.
It's almost as bad as me talking about time travel on Nerd Talk.
Hey, little cameo there by Kenzie Days. Go check out.
We know that Kenzie is again the time travel talk. So, oh, hey, Kenzie.
I remembered this was in my room, and I thought maybe he'd like to wear it for the stream.
There you go.
Awesome.
There you go. Thanks for the assist.
That's great.
There we go.
So,
and I had a question that went right in my mind.
Okay.
And I'm having trouble with one of my contact lenses tonight. It's just killing me. I don't know why, but
Jonathan Johnson's Aftermath.
Hey, Carol. Okay, so all right. So for anybody in the chat who is like me and they want to start reading the books, Tracy, where should we start? Where do you recommend we start?
If you want to start now, as far as following canon, I would say the Aftermath series. It's a trilogy. It's, Aftermath, Life Debt, and Empire's End. And that would help you bridge the gap between what happened in right before or what happened to the Empire to bring it to the First Order. Because you get an idea of why. Like when we watched Force Awakens and Jakku and you see all these battleships and I've never heard of Jakku. You don't hear about Jakku. You hear about Jakku in these books.
Okay.
So you find out what the Battle of Jakku is about and what happened to the Empire. And it all comes down to those 3 books. And they're actually a pretty good book. In fact, the latest season of Mandalorian, the gunsling, the Marshall episode with that character was first introduced in the first book in the Aftermath.
Okay. So we see. So he was.
So Cobb Vance. Was it Cobb Vance?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay. So we get to see more
appearance of him. Comes in that book.
Okay. Cool. And I really enjoyed his appearance. I really enjoyed that episode personally of The Mandalorian. I thought it was a little different. I love the whole Western sci-fi vibe to that. I really enjoyed it. So
But if you want to read something that is from the Legacy era, I would say Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Command, which is written by Timothy Zahn. Now, what was great about that was Timothy Zahn had, when he first started writing, and I think these books came out in the early 90s.
Okay.
In early 90s, he had access to George Lucas's notes.
Wow.
So the first time you hear the word Coruscant, which is the home planet of the Empire in the movies, the first three movies, and you find out like that you don't hear it until now. He looks like
checking in.
No,
Red five
standing by.
Now you look like Dave Filoni in his cameo appearance.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I love it.
So we hear Coruscant in Phantom Menace. That's the first time we ever hear a Coruscant. I knew about Coruscant in the early 90s because I had read that book, and I knew that Coruscant was the home was the city world.
Exactly. Okay.
I think it's necessary to watch other Star Wars cartoons.
I have to catch up on all that. I want to read the books. William knows I love reading. And the past few years, I've kind of fallen off a little bit with my reading, and this is a great time to jump back into it. So I appreciate your assistance on that.
And I think that's what really gave my love to Star Wars was the reading of the books and how they worked the books.
Right.
The way they worked the books for Lucasfilm or LucasArts, and that's what it was anything that was written had to fit in the timeline that they established. So in other words, if this character is killed off in this book, you can't write another book after that timeline that brings that character back, or they didn't have that experience in that book. So all the books, if you read them, unlike some of the Star Trek novels or some of the other stuff, like there was no cohesion to it. This had a cohesion. And in fact, one of the bigger series that was written was the Yu Vong, which was I can't remember the name of the series. It was like a 20-book series, and the way they handled it was a hardback, 3 or 4 paperbacks, another hardback, and what they did is they said, this is what's going to happen in this book. That's what LucasArts did, and said, go with it and use the characters that you want to. And they just, as long as they finish this outline, and to start it off, they wanted to make an impact, so they killed off on one of the main movie characters. Now Lucas pretty much says, I agree, you can kill off one major movie character, but it can't be Han, Luke, or Leia.
Right.
No. Yeah.
So unfortunately, Chewbacca dies in the first book of this series.
Oh my gosh, big spoiler.
I'm sorry, it's been around for years, so it's not like it's a secret. But here's the thing: it takes this enemy to drop a moon on a planet to kill Chewbacca.
My!
Wow.
So
okay, and this is which one, Tracy?
This is.
Have a good night, Angela. Thanks, Matt.
It's Star Wars. I have to find a novel.
Angela. Appreciate it.
I wanted to show this little thingy on this vest here, just because it's really cool. I got this at the Disney store on sale.
It's a Legend series.
It's on sale.
Ange already says, "Okay, I'm out for that book." I tell you what. Speaking of, I guess if we're giving book spoilers away, then I guess it's really not a spoiler. But in Rise of Skywalker, where you think Chewbacca gets it, I was upset, but I was also thinking to myself, "There's no way they just killed Chewbacca."
I was thinking the same thing, and they didn't leave him dead for long. They brought him back pretty quick there. Yeah,
Tracy, having read the book, did you think that it was possible Chewbacca could really be gone?
The way that I hate to say it, but the way they killed him, yeah, it's called, it's New Jedi Order series, and it's called Vector Prime, written by a guy named R.A. Salvador. And there's at least, it takes 25 years after the Battle of Yavin. So after Return of the Jedi, it's 25 years later. Luke has established his New Jedi Order. Luke is married to another person called Mara Jade, and Leia and Han have 3 kids, 2 twins and a boy, and they were named Jason and Gina and Jason, and another one named Anakin. So, and when
interesting,
so it's a good series, and it took a really dark turn. And it actually it dealt with how Han dealt with the death of his friend, and refugees, because this was an outside the galaxy invader. So they didn't believe in technology. They used like living technology.
Interesting.
It was very interesting, a read, and it got to a point where it came back to the next time. And I thought after that series, it was kind of tough, because then they had another series that was after that kind of took the series in the same kind of, and I guess it is kind of good now that they took it to Legends, because it brought a new, different take, and we can bring a different style to it. Because I think it was getting to a point where it was kind of getting stagnant, where you kind of understood where everything was going. But I spent a lot of money and a lot of time invested in these books, and it was tough to get rid of some of the books that I loved so much, and I invested in, but, you know.
Well, again, I'm fixed to dive into these because I really want to. I want more of Star Wars. You know, I want more of the background. I want more. That's one thing I really enjoyed about Clone Wars and Rebels. And now we're into the Bad Batch. So,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Somebody asked, I think it was Stacey Rogers, said, do you have to watch all of Clone Wars to get the idea of the background of the Bad Batch? I would say no. I think you would have to watch episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 of season 7 to understand what the Bad Batch is about.
Have a good night, Amy.
So the first four episodes of Bad Batch are of season 7 deals with the Bad Batch, and you're introduced to them. What's good is, you got that. So you got this whole new series coming out. The last 4 episodes, and even the fact of how they handled the rest of that season 7, you have Ahsoka Tano, who now meets people of the Republic, who don't see the Jedi as she sees the Jedi, or as she had seen the Jedi, who are more disenfranchised with the Jedi and what's going on.
Right.
And then you have the last 4 episodes of that series, what has Ahsoka Tano going to Mandalore, and what happens during Order 66, and how Rex survives, and how you get Rex in the Rebel series.
Yep.
Right. It's excellent. It's just, if you haven't, if all you've seen is the movies, William influenced me to watch the Clone Wars. Yeah. And I loved
my brother-in-law
everything.
Was the one that influenced me. Shout out to Jared. He's like, hey, I told him, because I can remember when the Clone Wars came out. I think it was on Cartoon Network. And I was like, that's, like I thought, oh, that's really cool. Like the animation style is neat. But it was more so, it seemed like it more so appealed to Adam at the time. And so, I think Adam even had a Clone Wars birthday, if I remember right, birthday party.
I think he did. Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's kind of his thing. I was the older brother, too cool for that. So anyway, it's funny. It kind of came full circle, and I've watched all of them now, and I really doubt that he has.
Right. I don't think he has. Yeah.
And watching the Clone Wars, when you watch them in release order, it's tough because it does jump around a lot. There's actually an order that should have been released that they weren't released in. So if you're going to watch it in the way the timeline order would go, there's a website out there that would give you which episode to jump around to, because
that's good to know.
The way the Cartoon Network aired them was out of their sequence.
I didn't even know that, Tracy. Yeah, I didn't know that.
And Stacey Rogers, Stacey Rogers said, wait, Luke was married. You got to remember that Luke didn't have the original Jedi code that came out of the prequel era or the Old Republic era. He had to create the Jedi Order from scratch. And if Jedi was not allowed to marry, then Luke and Han would have never had a kid because of the attachment. He would have known, even in today's canon, Ben Solo wouldn't be around, because if they would have went back to the old Jedi Order or the old Jedi ways, they wouldn't have gone back. And so it's interesting, but there's a lot of good characters. Now, like, you watched Rebels, correct?
I have.
Timothy Zahn is the first author that came up with Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Grand Admiral Thrawn is a great character. Yeah, fantastic.
But you'll get Grand Admiral Thrawn in Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Command.
Love it. Super.
Have a good night, Anna Isabel. Thanks for being here.
And of course, thanks, Anna. Thanks so much for being here. I'm looking forward to see them bring in Grand Admiral Thrawn in the continuation of the Disney Plus series.
I think you're going to see that more in the Ahsoka Tano series.
Yes.
Which, if you've watched the last episode of Rebels, Dave Filoni says you don't know exactly where that comes into effect. That could come after the Mandalorian season, or that could have happened before the Mandalore series.
Right.
So we don't know for sure where this falls into it. And like I said, I'd love to. The Resistance movie, the Resistance series, I'm not getting into. That one's tough to get into. I tried. I can't.
I have tried.
My brother-in-law said the same thing.
I haven't tried it yet. I haven't. I really tried to get into that one. I couldn't either. Tracy, I've been unsuccessful. So same.
It's tough. The Resistance doesn't hold the same effect or the same style that I'm used to as far as Rebels. Now the Clone Wars has a style. The Rebels has a little bit of different style. The newer style for the Resistance, I'd rather have gone back to the style that they had for Rebels, which is a better style than what they did. I think a lot more computer animated, and the storyline just isn't clicking yet because.
Right. Yeah, I haven't been able to form an attachment to those characters at all. And if you don't care, if you don't have an attachment to the characters, you don't care what happens to them, it's really hard to follow a story. Yeah, I haven't been able to get there with that. Gosh, the time is passing so quickly.
We're at 11:04 and it's crazy.
We are, and we could just, Tracy, we need to have you back on.
We do. Because
I would love to. I know there's a lot more that we need to talk about, so we really need to have you back on and talk a little bit more. I'm really interested in the book series. There are just so many pieces to this that are not revealed in the movies, and a lot of people only know Star Wars through the movies.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Now, there's a new series that they're writing, which is the Knights of the High Republic. Which is a very good book. Kenzie actually seen it and ordered them for me. So there's a young youth reader there's a youth reader book, and then there's a hardcover book. And I think I said this on Carlos's stream earlier. I think the way there's a scene in one of the prequels where Mace Windu is talking to Yoda and says to Yoda, "Do you think it is time for us to advise the Senate that our connection to the Force or our ability to use the Force has diminished?" There was a line in one of the movies. And you don't understand it if you don't get it, why it's diminished. reading this Knights of the High Republic, it kind of brought me back into it, and I think I watched a vlog or video where it kind of said the reason why their powers were diminished in the time when the Republic was ending and the Empire was about to come in is in the galaxy there was so much suffering, so much hurt, so much pain that the Jedi would feel that, and it would diminish their light side of the Force feeling, where the Sith, which Emperor Palpatine is, draws his power from that. So it diminished one sect and empowered the other. So it was a really interesting concept, and I can't give away the Knights of the High Republic because it is a good book, and I recommend you, if you get into the Knights of the High Republic, it's a good book to read. And it doesn't have the natural enemy, which is the Sith. It gives you a whole different type of enemy. And I'd advise you to pick it up and wait for it to come out on paperback, because paperback's always cheaper.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All good suggestions. And I'm really excited because that's all new content for me. So yeah. I'm really excited to get into that, Tracy. Appreciate you kind of taking us through it and telling us, where to start and a little bit of background on it, because I'm sure there are some other people who would love to start those books too. Have that. Anytime I can get more Star Wars content, I'm a happy camper. So
yeah.
One more question, and then we're going to wrap it up, guys, or try to wrap it up as quick as we can. And Tracy, we definitely want you to come back and talk a little bit more with us about this. But
I can't drop that. Sorry, I dropped the link and I didn't realize I couldn't drop the link. I was going to drop the link to the fandom timeline legends, and it gives you the order of books of the legends in their years.
Okay. Cool.
So I don't know if one of your mods wants to just copy and paste, see if it'll take it. But that is the fandom timeline that gives you the legend series and on which books are in the legends.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I think Mom highlighted that. Stacy's saying, Tita McNeil says that Los Angeles County moves into California's yellow tier. Select theme parks can now increase capacity. Hey, look at that.
Good deal.
All right, so you have one more question. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Glad to hear it. No, that's great. Okay. So we're going to have you back, Tracy. We definitely need to talk about this more in depth. Just one more question about Star Wars. What is your favorite Star Wars memory? At parks, when you were young watching movies, what's your favorite Star Wars memory, Tracy?
I think flying the Millennium Falcon with Kenzie.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'll have to say my favorite Star Wars memory is our first look at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. We were there. We stumbled in to being there the first week they opened. And that first walk into Galaxy's Edge and seeing the Millennium Falcon for the first time was just, I teared up. And my husband, Jeff's pretty tough. We know your dad. He's pretty tough. And he kind of, it was one of those moments for him too, walking around that corner and seeing the Millennium Falcon sit there was just really amazing because they did such a good job with that. And we also had a meet and greet with our friends from California. John was in the chat earlier, and we had a meet and greet with Chewie that day that was excellent. He messed with John because John was Disney bounty Boba Fett that day. So Chewie was not happy. And so, that, and the other thing is memories of Star Wars with my sister, Susan. We went and saw the movies together. We wore Groove in that LP, the soundtrack. We love our favorite was the Cantina music. So those are two of my my favorite. William, what's your favorite?
So I guess kind of multiple. Memories really stick out. I loved, so on the PlayStation, I believe it was PlayStation 2, There was Star Wars Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. Not the more recent Battlefront 1 and 2, but the PlayStation 2 version. Just a lot of fun with friends playing that, and playing heroes versus villains, and lining up Jedi and Sith from various timelines to duke it out, and just had a blast playing that with friends. And then also, obviously, first trip to Galaxy's Edge and seeing all that in person for the first time was just incredible. I mean, I per your suggestion, Mom, I did right side pilot, so you get to put it in a hyperdrive. And my goodness, it is just the coolest thing.
It's just a rush. It's a thrill.
Yeah, and I mean, building my droid over here from Droid Depot was a blast too. I'm looking forward to. I've got the robes, I got the droid, and so next thing on my list, I got the helmet too. But next thing on my list is to build a lightsaber, hopefully. So we'll see. But looking forward to that too. I'm trying to think other than that, other memories that kind of stick out. I will say, I will say the most emotional I've been about Star Wars was the season finale of The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian came out and I just latched onto it. Just a huge fan of that series. Just thoroughly enjoyed it, and just the way that they cap off that season finale was just amazing. I mean, I was yelling. I was in kind of the study of our the study room of our house kind of a way, and I watched it early in the morning, and I called people and texted people. I was like, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it now.
Yeah.
Because I was so fired up about
it was nuts.
Now, if you watch the last series finale, when Luke comes in, it is almost a shot for shot, or almost move for move, of what Vader does in Rogue One.
Rogue One, yep.
So what you see Vader does in Rogue One, Luke does in The Mandalorian season finale.
Yeah.
So I just spoiled everything for you, Mandalorian, if anybody hasn't watched Mandalorian. And if you haven't watched The Mandalorian by now, you deserve to get it spoiled.
But by all means, if you haven't watched The Mandalorian yet, please start. I give you full permission to go to download Disney Plus right now and start watching it instead of finishing our stream.
The Mandalorian. Yeah, it is the best content. It's the best Star Wars content we've had in 43 years.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Without question. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
So yeah, that's my memories.
Okay, guys, we're going to have to cut this off, but we definitely will continue it. Tracy, if you will, do us the honor of coming back and talking with us again. We love talking about Star Wars. We love, all things Star Wars. So having you, that's why we asked you on, because you're our resident Star Wars expert. Again, the Bad Batch is now streaming on Disney Plus. The first episode is out, and it's available on Disney Plus. If you have not watched it, run, don't walk, and watch it. It's a continuation of the Clone Wars animated series. We do recommend watching the Clone Wars and Rebels if you can before you start the Bad Batch. But also,
again, I was going to say the abbreviated version.
Season 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit those, then hit the Bad Batch.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's the quick start guide.
That's a quick start. Yeah, and then you're going to want to go back and finish the Clone Wars because it's fantastic. Upcoming series, we have the Book of Boba Fett, which is still premieres December 25th, if I understand correctly, guys.
It's in post-production right now.
And then we've got Ahsoka. We've got rumors of
Mandalorian season 3, Andor, the Acolyte, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Fired up about that.
Yeah.
Rangers of the New Republic. A Lando show apparently. Based on what I'm seeing here. But yeah.
Lots of good stuff coming. Today, just some really quick Disney news. Star Wars, you can in Galaxy's Edge, you can now get plushies. The Loth Cat, Doc Ondar plush, and other collectibles are coming soon to Disney parks to be available at Toydarian, Toy Makers, and Creature Stall. Today is Star Wars Day, obviously, and all across Walt Disney World Resort, new treats and merchandise have arrived in the parks. There is a Darth Vader Stein that it's pretty cool. It's $12.99. It's like his helmet, and that's available. And also there is a Darth Maul Phantom Menace Darth Maul Dark Side chocolate creation. It's $5.99, and that's available in the parks too. Pretty cool. Okay, Tracy, what do you have coming up on your channel?
Other than executing Order 66 just then.
Yes. I figured, I did look like Darth. I did look like Sidious there. As long as I don't get stuck at work on Thursday, I have Not Wasting Time.
Birthday
Thursday.
Yay!
There's a good chance that you might see some embarrassing pictures of me if I choose to do that.
I hope you choose to do that.
We're all about that, Tracy.
Because we've never seen anything embarrassing come from you ever on
No.
YouTube. It doesn't exist. Don't go look for it. That is not the content you're looking for. You may go about your business.
Thanks, Adventures by D.
So then, and then there is no pizza night this week. Family pizza night. So that's probably in next Friday. And again, we did take Nerd Talk off this week.
Mother's Day.
Again, happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there, and happy Mother's Day to you, Dawn.
Thank you. Thanks, Tracy.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, Mom. Happy Mother's Day,
Early
Billy.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, happy early Mother's Day, Billy.
And then, again, now being that I stream or I'm on content or I make content, my first and one goal is to promote my daughter, Kenzie Days. Mm-hmm. That's why, one, she's in my name, and two, she's in my name because that way people know I'm a guy instead of a girl. Because the first name Tracy. But if you haven't yet found Kenzie Days, go check out her channel. Go check out her content. If you like her content, subscribe. She's a great kid, and I can't wait to see the future with her.
Talented kid.
She'll be streaming. Hopefully, and as long as the schoolwork goes well, she'll be streaming next Monday from 4:30 to 5:30.
Nice.
Then
finish strong on your classes there, Kenzie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then book club on Monday at 3:00. We're on Tina Marie's place.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Good deal.
Welcome in, Empty Jar.
Okay.
Empty Jar wants to know what your favorite Star Wars movie is.
Empire Strikes Back. I hate to say it. Yes, Empire Strikes Back. No, I don't hate to say it. I love that movie. One, it's the first movie that Lucas didn't direct. I think Lucas is a great knowledge, but as far as a director, I don't think he is as good as the people that directed Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. My personal opinion. Don't hate. I guess that's the way I think about it.
Hey, Mark. May the fourth be with you. Okay.
I'll say for me, Return of the Jedi just because I like it when the good guys win.
And me too. I love. I'll have to say, for me, I'm gonna have to go with The New Hope and Return of the Jedi. But obviously, the first three, that were released in theaters are my favorite. And Empty Jar says,
my second favorite is actually Rogue One.
Rogue One is underrated.
Very good.
Super underrated.
Rogue One was excellent. I agree, Tracy. Okay, guys, let's try to start wrapping this up.
Yeah. Some of those guys go to work in the morning.
I was
for the
gonna
rest
say,
of
Tracy, if you wanna go ahead and pop off, you can. Feel free. We're just gonna run through a little bit of channel news and
All right,
check
guys.
things
Thank
out.
you for having me on. I
We
appreciate it.
don't want to keep you up
And,
any later.
so much.
Yes.
Yeah. And
All right.
please
Yes.
come back, Tracy. We'll be
no
in
problem.
touch.
May
All
may the fourth be
Appreciate
with
your
you.
time, man.
May the fourth be with you guys.
Always.
Beware of May Revenge of the 5th.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Tracy.
Appreciate it.
Have a great night.
All right. So great to have Tracy on. Tracy is just such a wealth of information. And thanks again, Tracy, so much for coming on. I know it's late. You know, he sacrificed his sleep time. We really appreciate it. But we've got to try to have him back on because I'm not finished picking Tracy's brain. So so thanks so much, Tracy, for coming. Just some channel news quickly, guys. New videos up on the stream. I finished a lot of you knew I was doing the Star Wars 5K rival run, and I finished that. It was the weekend of April the 16th, and I finished that, and I loved it. It was fantastic. It was my first competition, and here is the medal.
Check that out.
From that.
A little bit of a spoiler there. Mom did an unboxing video of this.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a spoiler, a bit of a teaser. Go check out the unboxing video.
Check out the unboxing video. It went up on the channel a few hours ago, and I unboxed this. But these Run Disney medals, guys, are gorgeous. They are really beautiful. They're substantial. They're heavy, and on the back, it's the rival run. So you got to have Darth Maul. Nice. On the other side. Of course, this is the side that I prefer because I'm such an Ahsoka fan, but I am so proud of this, guys. And I hope to enter more Run Disney events. I loved it. And it's great motivation, to get in shape, eat a little better, be healthier, be ready to walk those parks. So
thank you, Mark.
Thanks so much. We appreciate it. Yeah. Gosh, guys, these are so cool. I mean, I may wear this to bed tonight. I may sleep in this. heavily considering that. So that unboxing video, I got that in the mail today. The timing could not have been more perfect for May the 5th.
I was impressed with how quickly you turned around the unboxing video. To get that out after receiving that today.
I did. And I didn't get it till, kind of late in the day. I think I got that at like 2:30, and I was just so excited that I thought I've got to do an unboxing. I've got to get it out there for May the 5th. So I did that. We've also have live streams and shorts from our trip to Walt Disney World a couple of weeks ago. My granddaughter Kylie and I went, and we have the live streams and the shorts. So you guys look for all that content. Kylie did a tasting in Epcot of the Stitch Sours candy, and it's really cute. So check out that short, guys. We will also recap Kylie's and my trip to Walt Disney World next week on Hitchhiker Chat, and we're going to hopefully have some really cool guests that night too. So we already have a couple of really cool people who have said yes, they'll come on. So we're looking forward to that. So that's next week. It'll recap our Walt Disney World trip. And at some point, guys, we'll be celebrating 500 subs. We reached 500 subs, and we're excited about that. So we'll do that too. William, did you want to? Was there anything that you needed to announce?
Not that I can think of. I don't have any news right now. Super busy with other things in life right now. Looking to get that wrapped up here in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully be able to put some videos out there here soon. But yeah, nothing to announce as of right now. Yeah.
I just wanted to give Mike Wheeler and Daniel at Disinfinity a shout out, guys. It was so great to see you guys in the park. Or when we were at Disney World. Mike, I appreciate you, coming to see us, and Daniel, you too. It was fantastic to see both of you. We love
Yeah,
you
it's good to
guys.
see your parents too, Daniel.
And to meet your parents, Daniel. It was a real pleasure. Absolutely. And you keep doing what you're doing because you are awesome. So it was great to meet you. It was just really great to meet you and your parents. So we appreciate you guys, making the effort to find us during our live stream at Pop, and then also at Walt Disney World. So yeah,
Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, so we really enjoyed that. So I wanted to give you a shout out and let you know how much I appreciated both you guys for that. Guys, check out theliveplace.com. It is a website that is basically a TV guide listing for family-friendly live streams. Check out Dean's YouTube channel, Dreamers Empire. And if you're looking for family-friendly live streaming, a lot of it is Disney, some of it is not. He's got a filter there. You can choose, the type stream that you want, but you can rest assured it's all family-friendly. So definitely check out theliveplace.com. We appreciate Dean so much for all he does to list our all of our everybody in the community. We have generally have a regular live stream. So thanks for listing those. Also, guys, if you are a YouTube creator and you want to grow, you should be using TubeBuddy. It is a great tool. All kinds of tracking. It tracks viewing trends. It helps make suggestions.
Quick, I think Tracy's tuned in. I want to go ahead and a couple days early, go ahead and give the train whistle in honor of Tracy's upcoming birthday.
Oh, absolutely.
Loud noise warning coming in 3, 2, 1. Happy early birthday, Tracy. Thanks again for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Tracy. Appreciate it. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. We'll see you real soon. But yeah, guys, check out TubeBuddy. We have a link in our description below if you want to use our link to get started with that. It is free. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. As I hate to leave good company. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I was going to say, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it. We go live every Tuesday night, 9:00 p.m. Central, 10:00 Eastern. Be sure to join us live. Feel free, if you're here, let us know in the chat. We've got a lot of great conversation week to week. But if you're watching, feel free to chime in and let us know. We're glad you're here and appreciate the support and the encouragement. So if you're watching on Team Replay, let us know also. Leave a comment and let us know what you enjoyed about our show tonight. And again, huge shout out to Tracy for being here. If you don't mind, like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notifications when we go live. If you enjoyed our stream tonight, you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or you can email us to reach out at thehitchhikingbones@gmail.com. I forgot to say, like, subscribe, or ring the bell. Shout out to Madame Leota. And also shout out to Adventures by D, because I don't know why I hadn't thought of that sooner. But they had that in their channel trailer video. So Mom was recently on Adventures by D, their stream celebrating May the 4th. So
we did. I was on Adventures by D, their live stream last week. Check that out. I had a great time with their guests talking about Star Wars and their May the 4th celebration. So Adventures by D, check out their channel. Absolutely. Great content.
Go ahead and run through everybody. Strap in. run through everybody in the chat tonight. Again, as always, if I miss you, I try to write everybody's names down whenever you're here in the chat. You've honored us by being here, and hopefully we've made you feel like a welcome guest here. But so hopefully, please comment and let us know you're here when you are here, so I can give you a shout out in the roll call. But special thanks to Aunt Susan, Aunt Joy, and Kylie, and our other family members that watch our content. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. He loves the outfits. Shout out to BDF, James Ryan, Tina McNeil, DCS, Disinfinity D, Follow the Happy, Francisco, Adventures by D, Jonathan Chong, T. Marie's Place, The Mickey Bunch, Stacy Rogers, Catherine Wilby, Eric Lee, Monarch Moments, Griswold Family Vacay, John Fujita, AJC Magic TV, Rob Buzz, Garrett Bennett, Dad Builds, Texas Takes, Anna Isabel Zizik, Elena K808, Car Key, Movie Mania Nick, Majestic Video Productions MVP, Matt, Kenzie Days boyfriend, This Is Our Dream, Jane and Travels, Empty Jar, and Wonderful World of Walter's dad, Mark. Thank you so much to all of you for being here. And thank you to those that are going to watch on the replay. And special shout out to our ghost host moderators. Thank you for keeping our channel family friendly. It's amazing to just be able to talk and not worry about things that may pop up in the chat. So we love you guys and appreciate you, and love everyone that shows up to watch our streams or any of our videos on our
We
channel.
do. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Short Mods. We love you guys. Aunt Joy, Aunt Susan, thanks for being here. Love y'all.
All right. I think that's about all I've got, Mom. Anything else you wanted to say?
I think that's a wrap. Till Aspire,
Yes.
travelers, and may the fourth be with you all.
Yes, may the fourth be with you. May the force be with you always. Remember, at the Hitchhiking Bones YouTube channel, there's always room for one more. So please
hurry back.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, guys.
This is the way
we
we have spoken.
Good night, guys.
Bye, everybody. Have a great week.